So we're going to start off by coming into child's pose, but before we do, obviously, just the usual rules apply. Be mindful of any injuries. If you've got any comments or questions, just find me a message after the class. We're going to do a little bit of the swoga sequence, but I want to focus a bit more on the shoulders today. So just bear that in mind when you're going through the practice, sort of stabilizing the shoulders and strengthening the shoulders. So we'll come into child's pose. So let's bring the knees apart this time, and we're going to bring the palms onto the mat. We're just going to sink the heart towards the mat and just close down the eyes and soften the face. We're just going to come into our breath for a few moments. And as you breathe in, just feel that space in the ribs, feel the rib cage pressing into the thighs. And also pay a little more attention to what's happening with the shoulders. You'll notice they're drawing a little bit towards each other. And see if you can take that breath towards the shoulders as well. We're going to just breathe all the way in and all the way out. And on the next inhale, we're just going to come up onto the fingertips. So just notice that sensation. Notice what's happening with the shoulders now. So they may be drawing a little bit away from each other, drawing a little bit up. And just keep breathing. You can take the gaze up if that helps, just to try a different sensation. You're going to take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, just release the hands back to the mat. And on the next exhale, we're going to slowly walk the hands over to the right side of the mat. We're going to take hold of that left wrist with the right hand. We're just going to pull that left shoulder, so just feel the strength in that shoulder. So breathing in. If you want to deepen that stretch, just draw that left buttock towards the heels, but only as far as it's comfortable. Feel that breath in that left side body as well, so nice and big. Let's take a nice deep inhale all the way in. And as you exhale, just sigh out. Let's take two more. Inhale. Sigh out. One more time. Just sigh all the way out. And just be aware of that breath coming all the way out. And as you inhale, we're going to bring it all the way back to center. So I'm just going to check if there's anyone else here. I'm going to take a nice deep inhale. And on the next exhale, we're going to slowly walk the hands over to the left this time. So take hold of that right wrist and just draw that nice stretch. And just be mindful it might be very different on this side. Remember, you're breathing into that shoulder, breathing into that right side body. And we're going to take a couple of sighing breaths. So inhale and exhale, sigh out. Just take a couple more. And slowly coming back to center on the next inhale. Just take a few breaths here, see how it feels. And as you inhale, we're going to turn the palms to face the ceiling. So we're just externally rotating the shoulders here. Again, just being aware of that sensation. Just notice how it feels. Does it feel good? Is it painful? Does it feel uncomfortable? Just being careful if there's any pain. We're going to bring the hands to prayer and just shoot that prayer up towards the sky. You can take it further back towards the back if that's available. We're just trying out different movements with the shoulders there. Breathing in, breathing out. We're just coming back on the next exhale. And this time, we're going to lift the bum up and we're going to come into our puppy pose. So you lift the hips up and we're going to bring the hands to the mat. You can bring them further out. And we're just sinking deeper into the shoulders now. So puppy pose is quite a nice pose. It's just surrendering to that stretch. It's also a really nice heart opener as well. You can bring the chin to the mat, or you can bring the forehead to the mat, whatever's available. But just take it easy. It's quite a deep stretch. And when you're ready, slowly coming up on the next inhale, we're going to bring ourselves into our tabletop position. So we're going to take our cat-cow breaths here. You want the hands spread out nice and wide, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. We're going to inhale as we tilt the pelvis away from the belly, draw the belly towards the mat, and we're going to retract the shoulder blades. We're bringing them in towards the spine and take the gaze up. As you exhale, reverse that motion. So take your time, nice and fluid. Draw that pelvis towards the belly. We're going to protract the shoulder blades. So we're rounding them away from each other. Gaze comes down. Just follow through a few of these with your own breath. Just notice any areas where you've got any pain or a little bit of discomfort. Just bringing a little bit more awareness today into the shoulders. So just notice what's happening with the shoulders. So just take your time, nice slow movements. And again, as I always say, cat-cow and yoga generally is really good just for encouraging that movement, strengthening the body and the mobility. And have a go at bringing a few of them with your hands on fingertips. So just notice that different sensation. You can untap the toes, you can tap the toes. Just notice how it feels. I'm going to take a few from side to side as well. So just roll it out. To the left, to the right. You're just going to take a couple more and bring yourself back to your neutral spine. Just take a couple of breaths in, notice how it's feeling. And on the next inhale, we're going to bring that right arm out parallel with the mat. So we're going to reach forward with the fingertips. And we're going to take that left foot out and just touch the toes on the mat. So you're stretching into that left leg as well. And we're going to inhale. We do a nice little stretch over to the right. We're going to come all the way forward. You can roll over the toes. And we're going to inhale to stretch it back. If you want to try a variation, you can take hold of that right foot. So you can bend that right leg. And just draw that right foot towards the buttocks. And you'll notice a different sensation in the shoulders there. You'll be working into that back hip flexor as well. So extending that back hip. Breathe in and exhale to release. And just bring the arm forward. I'm going to take one more. Twist it back. Option to lift that left foot, sorry. And release. And this time we're going to bring that right hand, we're going to thread it under the left armpit and bring that right shoulder blade onto the mat. You can bring that left knee in, it's entirely up to you. We're breathing into that right shoulder blade, nice and big. This should be a nice stretch. And slowly come up on the next inhale and shoot that right arm all the way up for a nice big stretch. And we're going to exhale to release and bring that left knee in if you need to. Just give that left wrist just a few little rolls, a little massage. Just rotate it a few times. And we're going to move over to the left side. So we're going to bring that left arm out. So remember, reaching forward nice and long. We're going to take the right toes, pressing them into the mat. So we're working into that right hamstring. And we're going to inhale as we come back, twisting over to the left. So nice and big, draw that left shoulder blade. And we're going to come forward again. You're going to inhale to twist back. And this time you can lift off that right foot and press it towards the buttocks. And you can take the gaze behind you, whatever is available. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale to release. Shoot that left arm forward, sorry. And as you exhale, we're going to come back one more time for our twist to the left and option to take hold of that right foot. A nice deep inhale and exhale to release. And this time we're going to thread that left arm under the right armpit and we're going to bring that left shoulder to the mat. Just breathing into that left shoulder. Just notice how it's feeling. Notice if there's any difference on this side. Again, we're just working with the breath. When you're ready, just slowly coming up on the next inhale. And we're just going to sit back onto the feet for a moment and we're just going to do a little bit of exercises with the wrists. I'm just going to face forward so you can see a little bit more what I'm doing. You can have a go at this with both hands at the same time. Otherwise, just take one hand out. We're going to be extending into that wrist. So we're drawing that palm away from the body. So we're drawing the fingers towards the forearm. So just take a look if you need to. And then we're going to turn the hand towards the thumb, bring it all the way up, almost like you're waving, and then we're going to flex it forward. So bringing the fingers down, you can bring them towards the wrist if that's available. We're going to turn back towards the thumb, and we're going to extend that wrist. Turn back towards the thumb, and flex. So just take a few of these. If you want to start doing it with both hands at the same time, that's fine. Otherwise, we are going to go on to the other side. So you can always start doing the other side. So just take your time. So these exercises are really good for strengthening the wrists and the forearm muscles. So help you with your yoga practice, help you just generally. Let's just take a couple more and come back to center and just take a few open and close. And just shake it off. So hopefully that should feel quite strong. It's weird, you don't think it would. You do start feeling it after a while. And this time we're going to lift those hips up. We're going to keep the toes tucked under. And we're going to inhale and shoot the arms towards the sky. The fingers pointing towards the ceiling. And exhale to lower. Lower the gaze. We're going to inhale, fan the arms out this time. Take it up, take the gaze up. And lower. Let's take two more. And lower. Just notice the movement in the shoulders here as well. And lower. We're going to take a few big shoulder rolls. So just take a few in both directions. Nice. And we're going to bring the hands on the hips and we're going to bring that right foot forward. We're just going to be flexing into that front hip and we're extending into that back hip. We're going to just come to stillness. We're going to inhale as we bring the arms up. And this time take hold of the right wrist. I'm going to just do a little twist over, and we're going to come back to center, and release. So we're going to switch it over. Left foot forward, arms up, twist it over to the left. And come back. And then we're going to bring both knees together. So we should have both knees together. And I'm just going to try something a little bit different. We're going to inhale as we lift the arms up. And this time we're going to take hold of the right wrist. And we're going to just stretch it over to the left. So try and keep the hips in line. I'm going to take that right leg out. You're just having a little bit of a dual stretch. Take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, just slowly come onto the bum. Don't worry if you wobble a bit. So we're keeping that right leg straight. Start activating that right foot. Nice and flexed. Keep that micro bend. And we're going to take hold of that right foot. And we're going to inhale as we lift and lengthen through the left. And we're going to have a nice little side bend over towards the right toes. I'm going to inhale to rise. Float that left arm behind you and shoot up that right arm this time. So a nice little counter stretch. And you can open the heart and go all the way back. It's entirely up to you. And release, coming back to the mat. Take a few shoulder rolls. Nice. And we're going to come back to our kneeling position. This time we're going to do the other side. So inhale, bring the arms up. You're going to take hold of the left wrist. I'm going to stretch it over towards the right. Take the left leg out this time. So a nice little dual stretch again. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, release the hands and slowly bring yourself to the mat. So use the hands to help that balance. So we're focusing on the left side this time. So flex that foot, take hold of the left foot if it's available. Inhale, shoot the right arm up and have a nice little side bend towards the left. And inhale, come up, float the right arm behind you, shoot the left arm up, lift the hips. Nice little stretch. You can open the heart as much as you like. And exhale. Let's bring it back. And we're going to meet in our kneeling position again. So what you can do, you can bring the bum onto the heels if you want to work into the toes a little bit, or you can leave it lifted. I'm going to take hold of the sword now. We're just going to do a little mini sloga sequence. So this time we're going to hold the sword out in front of us. I'm going to come into our posture longer. So I think, Charlie, I think you do Fiore as well. So the names of the postures and the positions will hopefully be familiar. It's going to be nice and extended. Keep it nice and strong. And as you inhale, we're going to bring that right foot forward and we're going to come into a frontale. So you want the cross to be eye level with your opponent. I'm going to bring the bum back and come into posture longer. Now this time, if you want to go further, you can try lifting that right leg off the mat. Even if it's just for a couple of seconds, just have it go. It's a bit of fun. And we're going to lift the bum up, and this time we're going to come back into frontale. And then we're going to draw that right knee back, coming into your posture longer. So keep it nice and strong. So do think about your postures and your movements here. And when we get up, just think about the footwork as well. And this time we're going to bring that left knee forward, and we're going to come into bicorneo. So you want the elbows a little bit more in towards the body. The reason why we're focusing a bit more on these postures today is because we're working both sides really. And we're going to bring the bum back towards the heels. Bring yourself into your longer. And you want to lift that left foot, that left leg, and have a little go. And release. And this time we're going to come all the way up to posture longer. Bring that right leg to meet the left. Come into your chair pose. So staying in your longer for now. And then we're going to slowly bring the hilt to heart center. So be careful here. We take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, we're just going to twist it over to the right. So try to keep that hilt towards the sternum. Keep that point on, so nice and strong. Keep the knees in line if it's possible. And we're going to inhale it back to center. So yeah, where you've got the cross, sorry, keep it there. If your hilt's too long and it's digging into your belly, then just draw it away. That's absolutely fine. Because I've got a two-handed sword, so it's quite a long hilt. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, we're going to twist it over to the left. And we're going to inhale it back to center. And this time we're going to come up and we're going to take that left leg out behind us. And we're going to bend into that right knee and come into your finestra. And bring it over to the other side into your sinestra. So we're bending into that left knee. And let's take it back, sinestra. One more time into sinestra. So remember your positioning, keep that point on. And let's take it back into our finestra. So we're bending into that right leg. And we're going to take hold of the front of the sword. And we're going to turn that left foot and come into your half sword position. So we're bending into that left knee. And this time we're going to bring that right foot to meet the left. Come into your frontale and bring yourself into a chair pose facing the other way. We're going to step the right foot back, come into coda longa, bending into the left knee this time. And this time, we're going to turn to face the other way, bending into the right knee, coming into a dente de shingare. And let's take it back into the left knee, keep that point on. And this time, we're going to come back into a little finestra, warrior two, bending into that right knee. I'm going to take that left hand and put it behind the back. And we're going to take it into a reverse warrior. So face up, still bending into that right knee. I'm going to straighten that front leg. And this time we're going to bring the sword all the way around. Bring that left arm out. And we're going to come into triangle pose. And let's take hold of the top of the sword, come all the way up. And just change the feet round. And we're going to take triangle the other way. So you want the pommel this time facing towards the sky. You can release that left hand, it's entirely up to you. Just do what's safe for you. And we're going to inhale as we come all the way back up. And we're going to face over the right and slowly come onto that left knee. And bring in the sword back safely away. And this time we're going to frame that front foot. Keep the left toes tucked under and we're going to shoot back into our downward facing dog. So just take your time, pedal the feet, bend the knees. And just be mindful of what's happening with the shoulders here. So when you're in down dog, you don't want to be hunching the shoulders, but you don't necessarily have to have them spread out too much. So just dial out the hands, create a bit of space in the back. We're going to inhale as we lift the heels away from the mat, exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Let's take one more. Exhale. And this time we're going to inhale as we lift that left arm off the mat. And then we're going to take that left arm to the outside of the right leg. And we're just going to have a little twist over to the right. And bring that left arm back. Let's take the right arm up. And bring it to the outside of the left leg. Nice little twist. So again, just think about what's happening with the shoulders. And bring it back. Let's take 3 lion's breaths. When you exhale, stick the tongue out and let it all go. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, we're going to slowly walk the feet towards the hands. And just come into your ragdoll for a few moments. Just relaxing the shoulders. Take hold of opposite elbows, swing it out. Going to shake the head, nod the head. Nice mindful movements. And just slowly come to stillness and take the hands wherever they reach, whether it's the big toes, the mat, the shins, the thighs. So just take care of yourself here. And we're going to inhale, we lift and straighten the arms. Exhale to lower. Inhale. And exhale. We're just using that breath to create space and using that breath to flow deeper. Take one more. And release. And slowly, slowly on the next inhale, start bringing yourself all the way up. You're going to take the arms up overhead, shoot the fingers towards the ceiling. Come onto the tiptoes if that's available. So a nice big stretch. And release. We're going to take a few shoulder rolls. So nice big movements. Really feel the shoulders riding up, riding down. It's nice to have a bit of focus on the shoulders because we do carry a lot of tension. We sometimes have a tendency to hunch. It's just nice to feel that space. Brilliant. And we're going to make our way into mountain pose. You can bring the feet together. You can keep them apart. Just have a look at your feet. You're going to take a look down and lift the toes, spread them out, bring them back to the mat. Shoulders away from the ears, arms by the side. And again, don't be afraid to hear that breath. So that slight constriction at the back of the throat. That ujjayi breath. We're going to inhale as we open the eyes if they're closed. And inhale as we shoot the arms up. Take the gaze up towards the hand. Exhale, let's fold forward from the hips, taking it towards the mat. Inhale, we lift up, fingertips or shins. Exhale, we step back with the right, step back with the left, coming into plank pose. So we're just going to have a little bit more shoulder stuff going on here. So as you inhale, just draw the shoulders away from each other. Exhale, bring them together. Inhale. Exhale. So this might feel quite strong. You can drop the knees if you want to try that variation. We're just working into the shoulders. Take a couple more and come back to your neutral plank pose. Let's take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to bend the elbows in towards the body. Inhale, we open, coming into our up dog. So again, let's stay for a couple more breaths. Feel the shoulders retracting towards each other. And exhale, tuck the toes and lift the hips, downward facing dog. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale, gaze between the hands, step or walk, feet to hands. We're going to inhale as we lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Take the gaze up. Exhale, come back to Tadasana. Let's take a few shoulder rolls here. Both directions. We're going to inhale to rise. Exhale, let's fold it forward from the hips. Bend the knees if you need to. We're going to inhale, we lift up halfway. Exhale, we step back into plank pose. And this time we're going to lift that left hand off the mat and come into our side plank. So take a variation here if you want. You can release that left leg if you need more support. It's absolutely fine. So again, just feel the strength in the shoulder. You can add knee to elbow variation if you want to Again, take it a little bit deeper. Let's take one more inhale. As you exhale, bring yourself back into plank. Take a deep inhale. And we're going to exhale as we lower it down through chaturanga. Inhale, we lift the heart. Be careful when you lower down, don't sink into the shoulders too much. Downward facing dog. Let's take 3 lion breaths here. We're going to inhale that right leg in the air, coming into our 3-legged dog. And as you exhale, bend the knee, bring the right foot between the hands. We're going to drop that back knee. We're going to take our twisted side lunge. So keep that left hand pressing into the mat. Take the right hand onto the shoulder, the left shoulder, and just check you're stabilizing it. And we're going to inhale as we shoot that right arm up. So we're twisting over towards the right. You can lift that back knee off if you want to go deeper. It's your choice. Take one more inhale. And exhale to release. Bring both hands down. Drop that back knee if you need to drop it. Just take a couple of breaths here. And this time we're going to inhale as we shoot the arms up, lift that back knee, coming into your low lunge. Just visualize the shoulders drawing up, keeping nice and strong. As you exhale, we're going to bring the hands behind you and take hold of the hands and shoot the fists towards the mat. So we're bringing the shoulders towards each other and just gently straighten that front leg. You can open the heart, take the gaze up. And as you exhale, release, bend that front knee, shoot the arms up. And let's switch, take it back, straighten that front leg, shoot the hands towards the mat. And one more time, release. And we're going to frame that front foot. And this time we're going to lift that left leg off into the air, coming into our standing splits. If you want to have a go at releasing the hands, taking hold of that right leg, that's your choice. Have a little go. When you're ready, bend that right knee. You're going to slowly bring that left foot down towards the mat. Shoot that right leg away. So you're coming into your 3-legged plank. And we're going to lower down through chaturanga. So gently drop the right foot, untuck the left toes, upward dog. And let's bring it back into downward facing dog. Let's take 3 more lion breaths here. And take a nice deep inhale. Exhale as you gaze between the hands. And we're going to step or walk feet to hands. Inhale as we lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Take the gaze up nice and tall. Exhale, come back into Tadasana. Let's take a few breaths here. Take a few shoulder rolls. Just notice how the body's spinning. So it's quite a strong practice. You don't necessarily realise because you're not moving quickly, but it's strong positioning, strong breath. Just take a few more breaths. Check your foundation. Deep inhale. Exhale to release. We're going to inhale to rise. Exhale to fold forward from the hips. Bend the knees here if you need to. We're going to inhale, we lift up halfway. Exhale, we step back into our plank pose. And you've got the option here of lifting the right hand off this time, coming into side plank. So we're working into the left shoulder a little bit more. Option to bring knee to elbow. It's your choice. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, let's bring the right hand down, come back to your plank pose. Nice big inhale. Exhale. Let's bend those elbows towards the mat. We're going to inhale, up dog. Just notice the shoulders here. We're going to exhale. We come back into downward facing dog. We're going to inhale that left leg in the air this time. Flex that foot nice and open. Bend the left knee. Bring the left foot between the hands. Drop the right knee. So we're going to do our little twisted lunge again. We're going to lift that right hand, left hand off the mat. Take hold of the right shoulder and just stabilize it. Make sure it's strong. And then we're going to inhale as we shoot the left arm up. And you can take that right knee off the mat. The idea is to try to keep that right shoulder nice and strong. Let's take one more inhale and exhale to release. Bring the knee down, bring the hand down. I'm going to tuck the left toes up, the right toes under. We're going to inhale, we shoot the arms up and lift that right knee off the mat, coming into a low lunge, nice and strong. And this time we're going to bring the hands behind you, take hold of the hands, shoot them towards the mat, straighten that front leg. And you've got the option of taking the heart more open, it's entirely up to you. And we're going to bend that front knee, shoot the arms up. Take it back again, straighten that front leg, shoot the hands towards the mat. So we're drawing the shoulders in towards each other. And open. Let's take it one more time. Take it back, shoot the hands towards the mat, straighten that front leg. Bring it back. We're going to slowly bring that knee to the mat. Frame that left foot this time. Spread those hands. And we're going to inhale as we shoot back into our three-legged plank. And this time we're going to lower down, gently drop that left foot and open up the heart. And bring it back to downward facing dog. And let's take 3 lion's breaths here. Take one more inhale. And exhale as you gaze to the hands. And we're going to walk or step feet to hands. We're going to inhale, we lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. And inhale to rise through Hastasana. And exhale, let's come back into Tadasana. So I'm just going to check how we're doing for time. We've got about 5 or 6 minutes left. So we're almost there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring the feet hip distance apart or bring it mat distance apart. I'm going to take hold of the lower back. So just take the hands there towards the sacrum and just come into a little mini back bend here. We're opening the heart, drawing the shoulders in towards each other. And we're going to inhale to lift and all the way back. I'm going to slowly heel toe the feet back into our Tadasana. So just take your time. So come to the front of your mat, feet together. And we're going to shoot the arms up and we're going to slowly bend the knees, coming towards the mat. So you come into a little bit of squat. And we're going to have a little bit of a twist here, just a couple of twists here. So we're going to release that right hand to the mat. And we're going to inhale as we shoot that left arm up. And bring that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And we just have a little twist over to the right. You can release that right hand and bring it to the back if you want. And we're going to inhale it back to center. We're going to pistol grip the fingers and just draw the shoulders away from each other just for a couple of breaths. And exhale to release. We're going to bring that left hand behind us. Inhale, we lift and lengthen through the right. And we're going to bring that right elbow to the outside of the left knee. We're just twisting it over. Option to release the hand, bring it to the back, your choice. And we're going to inhale it back to center. Shoot the arms up. You can take them out separate or bring the hands together. We're just rounding the shoulder blades. And when you're ready, just slowly release the bum to the mat. And we're going to shoot the legs up. You can keep the knees bent. Just coming into our Navasana, boat pose. Slowly start bringing yourself towards the mat. We're going to come towards our final Shavasana. But before we do, just give yourself a nice big stretch. So you can spread out, squeeze the hands, the toes, the calves, the glutes, the stomach, the face, the hands, the arms. And exhale to release. Just feel that space in the armpits. We're just going to start deepening the breath. Slowly starting to wriggle the fingers and the toes. And start rotating the ankles and the wrists. Just bringing a bit of life back into the body. And just bring yourself up for a nice big stretch. And just shoot the fingers away, shoot the toes nice and big. And slowly we're going to draw the knees into the chest. And just give yourself a nice little hug and a gentle rock from side to side. I'm going to slowly roll over onto the side and bring yourself straight up into your comfortable cross-legged position. So keep the eyes closed and the face soft. And bring the hands to heart center, all resting on the knees. And we're going to end with our 3 clearing breaths. So we're going to breathe in through the nose. And as you exhale, just let it out through the mouth. And you can slowly bring the thumbs up to the third eye. And just thank yourself for a nice, strong practice. And I want to thank you all for coming on this journey with me of trying a few different sequences out, trying Swoga out. It's a fairly new thing for me as well. And I want to thank you, obviously, for joining me each week. I wish you enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for today's practice. Take care, guys. That was good. It was just you guys in the end.
Was it?
Cheers,
All
Shab.
right.
No other buggers joined in. No, but you know what? It's such a nice day. They probably thought they're better off outside.
Did you text
it's
them
one of
to
those
tell
days,
them? Sorry. Did you text them to tell them about the new change of the time?
Yeah, because it was just today. Because I had this like meditation thing earlier on the Zoom as well that I was just taking part in. But I think next week will probably be the same time. Do you think Saturday's a better day?
Probably.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, because
I think so. You know, the only reason I did Sunday was because that Victoria woman teaches on Saturdays, but then she doesn't come anyway. So maybe I'll switch it back to Saturday next week. But I'll let you guys know, yeah?
Okay, yeah,
Let us know,
cool.
yeah.
All right then.
Brilliant. Thanks for joining me, guys. Take care, yeah?
Cheers, Shab.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye.